Hey guys, welcome back. Now these are the Jabra Elite 85Ts. Now the Jabra Elite 85Ts are basically Jabra's first ANC true wireless earbuds. Or at least they were supposed to be. Now Jabra also added this ANC feature to the predecessor of the 85T, the Jabra Elite 75T. Now obviously a lot of people are wondering so which one do I get now, even though the Jabra Elite 75T is basically a year old. So what I've done is I've reached out to Jabra and I got the 75Ts as well, alright? So I have both of them and I've spent the last couple of weeks testing them out. So if you're looking to get them, which one should you get? Let's check them out. So designed from the front at least, they look almost identical, alright? In terms of the build quality, they come in similar colors. From the front at least, they look identical. You've got the same clicky buttons over here. From the side, you can tell that the 85T is slightly bigger. The most obvious change is really at the back. If you take a look at the back, the 85T and the 75T, they've got very different charging pin locations, but not just that. So the 75T comes with the regular and generic round ear tip and drivers, whereas the 85T comes in a more oval shape, and we'll talk about the fit later. But apart from the shape being like circle and oval, this also has much bigger drivers, alright? So the Jabra Elite 85T actually has double the size of the 75T. So the 75T comes in 6mm drivers, the 85T comes in a whopping 12mm, and for very recently, I reviewed the Technics AZ70 and that at that time to me had the biggest at 10mm, so the Jabra has very quickly overtaken that. Now it's not just the back of the 75 and the 85T that's really different. The case, even though in terms of design they look very similar, as you can see the 85T is quite a fair bit larger, right? They have about the same thickness, but in terms of size, height, is definitely quite a bit bigger. Alright, now another really great feature is that the 85T has a wireless charging case. Now for the Jabra Elite 75T, the normal one does not. However, you can actually top up if you buy it from the Jabra website and change the case to a wireless charging one. That comes of course at an added price, but I don't know how much it is because I think they are out of stock. I don't seem to have that option anymore. Now despite the fact that the 85T has a significantly larger case, battery life is actually very similar. Now actually on the earbuds they are identical, so both the 75T and the 85T have a battery life of about 5.5 hours. But coupled with the case, the 75T comes in at about 24 hours and the 85T comes in at 25, so just 1 additional hour. Now in terms of IP rating, this is where it gets a bit weird. So the Jabra Elite 75T has an IP55 water and dust resistance, and actually if you get the Jabra Elite Active 75T, which is the sports variant, it goes up to an IP57 water and dust resistance. However, the Jabra 85 seems to have gone a step back. So this has a regular IPX4 rating. So the difference is IP55 and IP57 has water and dust resistance. The IPX4 rating is only a water resistance and there is no dust resistance. Now despite them having very similar sizes, in terms of comfort, the 85T wins hands down, and a big part of that is because of the oval-shaped ear tips. It's a lot more comfortable on the ears, it fits better ergonomically. So yeah, I think in terms of comfort, the 85T definitely wins it. Alright, so let's talk a bit about the ANC. Now, I've actually had quite a few friends ask me this question as well. They asked me how is it this easy to just add ANC on older earbuds? Does it mean that every single brand can do the same sort of updates? Now, not necessarily, right? So the Jabra Elite 75T and the Jabra Elite 85T both now have ANC. However, the Jabra Elite 85T has a dedicated hardware ANC chip, alright? The Jabra Elite 75T is software based, alright? So it puts slightly more of a strain on the Qualcomm audio processor. So, and actually if I'm not mistaken, the Jabra Elite 75T used to have better battery life, but now because of the ANC, the battery life has shortened, which makes sense because of the strain that it puts on the chip. Alright, so the main difference is ANC. Which one's better? Alright, so using them for a couple of weeks, I would have to say actually it's a little hard to set the two of them apart. I thought they both did a really good job. I think in a really noisy environment, the Jabra Elite 85T is that slightly much better, but it's not just that it's a bit better, you do get better customizability with the Jabra Elite 85T. Now what do I mean by that? So with the Jabra Elite 75T, if you do have one all you need to do is update the firmware and you immediately get that feature. However, it is a simple on or off. So when you set up ANC for the first time, you can personalize it, but after that, you can't change it, right? And then you're stuck with either on or off. Now with the Jabra Elite 85T, and I think a big reason for this is because it's a hardware ANC chip, you can actually customize the level of ANC so that, you can actually adjust how much ANC takes into effect. Yeah, but in terms of the ANC feature, with the 75T ANC on, and the 85T ANC at full, it's very hard to tell the two apart, and I actually think both of them did a really good job. However, having said that, I still think the king of ANC true wireless earbud is still the Sony WF-1000 XM3s, and I don't know how, even after 2 years, it's still the best. Although having said that, when I say it's the best, I mean the best that I've reviewed on this channel. I still haven't reviewed anything from Bose, I still haven't reviewed anything from Sennheiser, and I know a lot of people say that those are really good, but as far as I'm concerned, on this channel, the best one is still from Sony. Alright, so this is a test recording using the Jabra Elite 85T. Testing 1, 2, 3. Just for reference, I am not using a mask, alright? So I'm not using a face mask. Okay, and this is a recording with the Jabra Elite 75T. Okay, once again, I'm not wearing a face mask. Okay, testing 1, 2, 3. Alright, so you just heard two very quick recordings testing the microphones from the Jabra Elite 75T as well as the Jabra Elite 85T. Now, I actually think both of them did a pretty good job of cancelling the background noise. I purposefully walked along the side of the street, and as you can hear me basically implicating myself for not wearing a face mask. Yeah, but I had to take off my face mask to do the recording so that they both get a fair shot at the test. Now, one thing I will say though, that the Jabra Elite 75T, as good as it is at cancelling noise, I did find it a bit annoying that that high frequency, like maybe 12 or even 16 kilohertz, was quite pronounced, and hearing it for a long period of time, I found it very jarring on my ears. The Jabra Elite 85T wins it for me in this particular case because I found that it was a lot more natural, there was a lot more body to the voice, and I think for someone at the other end hearing your voice through a phone call, I think it's a lot more comfortable. Alright, and what is to me the most important feature, of course, is audio quality. Alright, now I honestly thought the fact that having double the driver size as the 75T, it would be, a walkover, and it is kind of, but not exactly. Now, the Jabra Elite 85T, in my opinion, sound pretty good for wireless earbuds, no doubt, alright? One thing I will say though, the 75Ts, even though it had better clarity, it had a very artificial bass, so it was really boomy. Now, the Jabra Elite 85Ts has a much more naturally sounding sound profile or frequency response, right? The bass is not as profound as the 75T, but that's not a bad thing. But also, I found that the 75T was missing a lot of the bass, so it had a very V-shaped EQ, if you know what I'm talking about. Again, the 85T was a lot more natural. However, I did find that the 85T was missing a lot of clarity, a lot of sibilance at the high frequencies, so I'm not quite sure why, even with the 12mm driver. And I actually have to say, as far as true wireless earbuds with ANC are concerned, the ones that I've tested so far, the best sounding one is still the Technics AZ70. Alright, so let's talk about the price. Now, the Jabra Elite 85T comes in at about 348 Singapore dollars, right? Now, here's the thing, the Jabra Elite 75T comes in at only 248 Singapore dollars, so about $100 less. So now the big question, should you buy the Jabra Elite 85Ts? Now, what I would say is, if you already have the 75Ts, I would say no. There is really no point going towards the 85T unless you really prefer that sound profile. And again, like I said, the 85T has a slightly better mic, and in my opinion, a lot more comfortable. But yeah, if you've already got the 75T, I still don't think it's worth to make the jump to the 85Ts. One thing I will say though, both the 75T and the 85T have some of the best mics for true wireless earbuds in terms of how they sound, as well as background noise cancelling. I think they both do a pretty good job. I mean, Jabra is known for like enterprise or office headsets with really good microphones, so I'm not surprised by that at all. One thing I will say though, Jabra deserves recognition for adding a feature for free on an older pair of wireless earbuds. This is very rare for a company to do, so they definitely deserve some recognition there. However, having done that, they've kind of shot themselves in the foot because they've made the 75T a better proposition in a lot of ways. So yeah, I'm kind of on the fence on this one. I can't give a definite answer. Like, there are some good features about the 85T, including the wireless charging case, but that's not a big deal to me. If I had to choose between the two, unfortunately, I might still go for the 75T. Alright, so that about wraps up my review of the Jabra Elite 85T comparing the 75T. Now, if you like this video, you know what to do, and I would love it if you subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon to receive notifications on our next video. I'm JP, and I'll see you real soon.